Okay, good morning, fifth graders. Welcome to Thursday. Now, I have some big news for you guys. If you missed our meeting yesterday, meaning for some reason you didn't get to see Mr. Manderfelt because you didn't make it to the 11:30 meeting. Yes, that was it for you guys. You wouldn't have got an update on our 3D printer. So over spring break, and this is for Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith too, because they haven't heard the news. You guys got to come over and check it out. I got the 3D printer hooked up. There's a learning curve, okay? So our first print, meaning the first thing we were trying to make was a cat, okay? So I'm going to show you the cat. Ready for to see our first 3D print of the cat? Wait, let me make it bigger. There we go. There's the cat. Wait, there was more. That was the cat. So as you say, but that doesn't look like a cat, Mr. Manderfelt. It looks more like a hairball. That's what one of the fifth graders said. I totally agree, because what happened is it started to build the base, and then the thing that does the 3D printing, this came off the base, and then it didn't know where to go, and it just kept printing stuff, and it looked like this. Our second 3D print, I tried to do a dog, and I got a little bit farther. Look, so this is the first one. Here's the second one. See, it is a little bit farther. It even started to print what looked like maybe some paws or something. You see that? But then the same thing happened. And I had to readjust fifth graders. So this is kind of more of a life lesson here to talk to you guys about for a minute before we dive into some math. And it kind of does relate to math. And that's the fact that at first, things don't go well. Think of the engineering and design wheel, right? The engineering and design process that we did with Mr. Gilroy. And think about scientists. When you first try something, it usually doesn't work, or you fail, or you get it wrong. But that's okay. That's the whole point of learning. Learning is not about someone tells you something, and then all of a sudden you know it, and you remember it forever, and you're just a genius. Now, for some people, they do have memories where it just sticks, okay? But for most of us, we've got to work and work and work. Think of me trying to learn to play the guitar. If you actually, I know I talk more about it than show you guys, but man, I forget, my fingers won't go where they want. It's hard. But I am learning because I can play songs now. And 2 months ago, I couldn't play. I couldn't even put my fingers on it right. So if you keep working at anything in life, you will get better at it. That's your choice. It's about effort. And it's about getting the right kind of help. Okay? So the help I got was from the internet. It was from YouTube. It was from actually reading the manual. It was from actually asking Kai a question because he has a 3D printer. And this is the big unveil. You guys ready to see? So yesterday, if you were in class, you saw it printing, right? And we got about that high. And I said it was printing a dog. And then I got super excited because we got to look at the dog's butt. Remember? All right, let's take a look. Dun, dun, dun. So remember, sorry, being overly dramatic. This was what was attempted dog. And this is what printed out yesterday, you guys. Come on. So first, let's look at the dog's butt. Dog's butt turned out good. But look at how cute. Get it a little closer for you guys. It's a little bit hard to see since it's black, I know. Because we did use black filament. But look at that. You guys, it's so solid. It's done in layers, so it's plastic and it's super hard. So as part of today's assignment, so you're going to have probably 6 math problems you have to do at the end of today. But there's also going to be a Google form for you guys to name the dog. You have to name the dog. You guys are legends. Remember that you are a very special fifth grade that has done stuff that we've never done before, like a fish racetrack, like a liquid nitrogen launch and boomer into the tree, like a 3D printer. These are things that Monroe's fifth grade never had, okay? But now we've got because of you guys, all right? So you guys are awesome. So I need you to name this dog. And then you got to tell me where to put them. Where should we put them in the room? And then when the next year's class comes and they see that 3D printer and they're going to, we'll have our little dog mascot always in here. Okay, maybe even we'll bring him to graduation this year. So I'm going to need a dog name. All right. So with all of that, that's a big, long speech. 4 minutes worth of speeches there this morning. But also some cool news. Let's dive right in to the math lesson for today. So our math lesson today says Math Week 31. What's the theme? I know it all. Because fifth graders, you do know it all. What do you know? You know all the math that you're going to need to know for 5th grade. Now, whether you remember it or not, that's the trick. That's what this is about. These flashcards. That's what about all these practice problems are about. Now that you know it all, can you actually do it and remember it? And, you know, at working with kids over the first 2 days, I've noticed that you can do it. It's just a matter of remembering. So yesterday in distance learning, Osmar, who is a very good math student, and math is not that hard for Osmar. But yesterday, when we did our first Magic Zero problem, he got it wrong. And he wrote in chat to me privately. He said, oh, Mr. Merrifield, I got all the numbers right, but I forgot the Magic Zero. That's okay. We haven't done Magic Zero in 3 months. Then on the second problem, after I did one and showed everybody, reminded everybody how to do it, we wrote it out. Guess what? Do you think Osmar got it right or got it wrong? He got it right. There's one thing he needed to remember. So for a lot of you, for a lot of this math, if you take the time, 5th graders, to go over these blue flashcards and practice, okay? If you take the time to take good notes and to practice your 6 to 8 math problems a day, you guys are going to know it all. All right? So with that said, let's jump into our homework. Got to switch here cameras. Let's look at our homework. You had 8 problems to do. We do not have time, especially with my long speech here, to correct all 8 problems. Here they are. This is what it looked like. I'm going to correct one from each section, okay? So let's start with the harder problem, this one right here. And why I say it's harder. This one, look what you're multiplying by, 3s and 2s. So for this one, when you're multiplying by 3s and 2s, you guys know your 2s and 3s. But you know your 7s and 9s, knowing your multiplication tables. Plus, it's a lot bigger numbers, so you can make bigger mistakes. So correct this along with me. Here we go. Cover here, and maybe the teachers, maybe you guys could have kids share out, you know, in class, say what they got for their answers. Maybe someone could come up to the board. That would be crazy. Out of their their pods to the board and actually try to do the problem and talk through it. However you want to do it, but I am going to correct it now. Okay. So look, step 1 says cover. So I'm going to cover the 7, and we're multiplying by just the 9. So 9 times 8 is 72. Carry the 7. 9 times 6 is 54 plus 7. Uh-oh, what's 54 plus 7? Watch, I'm literally going to use my fingers. 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. So I put down the 1, carry the 6. 9 times 5 is 45. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. Okay, so check your top row. Your top row should be 5,112. I don't really like to use the comma because then when I do my adding, it can be all messed up, so I just leave it like that. So we covered, we multiplied, now we kill, cross, magic. We kill the 9. Why? Because we're done with it. We already used it up. We're crossing out these numbers up here because we don't need them anymore. And most importantly, even if you didn't do those 2 things, you have to put the magic 0 in the 1's place. Because now, look, we're multiplying by the 10s. That's why we want to put our answer in the 10s. Let me switch colors quick. Here we go. 7 times 8. Uh-oh, what's 7 times 8? In order, 5, 6, 7, 8, 56. 7 times 6 tied their shoe. When they got up, they were 42. Plus 5 is 47. Carry the 4 up. Way up meaning not here, but way up here. 7 times 5 is 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Make sure that was right. Yeah. And then we add. The adding part should be easy. So check your second row. If this part is wrong, then you got to analyze. What did you forget to carry a number? Did you not add? Did you get a multiplication problem wrong? So when we add, we get 2, 7, 8, 14, 4, 44,872. All right, let's go to problem 2. I'm actually going to do a correct number 4 because obviously that one's harder because it's a 2-digit. But remember, you work it the same. Okay, so we have, does McDonald's sell burgers Sundays? What? So my first question is, what times 26 equals 5? How many 26s go into 5? 0. Then we multiply. 0 times 26 is 0. Or you could do 0, 0. Let's just do 0. Then we subtract and get 5. bring down the 8, and start over. How many 26s are in 58? 2. 2 times 26? Oh, I don't know what that is. So remember, try it on the side. Try it on the side. If you don't know, try different numbers until you get one that works. So let's make sure this is going to work. Let's see, we get 12. We get 52. Yes, that is as close as we can get. So we get 52. We subtract and we get 6. Bring down the 3. Okay. How many 26s go into 63? Again, you say, I don't know. Well, 2 of them will equal 52. What would 3 of them equal? I'm like, I don't know. All right, let's try it. 26 times 3, 18, 90. Wait, that can't be right. 78. Too big, 78. So I guess that's got to be 2. If 3 is too big, you got to go back to 2. 2 times 26 is 52 again. Subtract. You get 11. Bring down the 4. That's why they call it log division. Look how long it's getting. Okay. How many 26s in 114? Oh, I don't know. Let's go over here and try. I'm going to try 4. Get 24. We get 4 times 2 is 8. We get 10. Oh, there we go. That's what we needed. So we put 4 here. Multiply, get 104. Subtract and get 10. The answer is 224. Remainder 10. 26. Now, I know that one was hard, you guys. In class, if you have time, Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith, if they're in class, it'd be great to start with these two because these are much easier ones. I probably should have said that first. Okay, let's try number 6 because that's the harder of these two with volume. It says, what is the height? That's the missing. Instead of the volume, we're missing a height. If the volume is 180 feet cubed. Well, that's why I have you guys do the blanks here. Remember? Length times width times height equals volume. Well, it tells you the volume. The volume is 180. It tells you the length, 15. It tells you the width, 4. But this is missing. So just do the math you know. 15 times 4 is 60. 60 times what is 180? Well, how many 6s go into 18? 3. So the answer is just 3. What is the height? The height is 3. See, that wasn't that bad. All right, last one. Here we go. Adding fractions with unlike denominators. The bottoms are different, so here we go. Let's first stack it. 5 1/3 plus 4 2/5. Stack it. Done. Fraction bars. Let's go with lemon lime. Okay. Lemon lime green. There's my fraction bars. Now I have to count by my 2 denominators. So 3 and 5, we're going to count by 3s. Count by 5s till they meet. Have they met yet? Do we have what's called a least common multiple? No, we don't. Not yet. Now we have one. 15. They meet up at 15, so we put in our new denominators, our equivalent fractions. Now we're on 4x's. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many 5s go into 15? 3. How many 3s go into 15? 5. And then what's the big, huge thing Mr. Merrifield freaks out about? Rewrite it sideways. So our new fractions are 5 5/15 plus, because remember it was adding, 4 6/15. So what do you get? Add the whole numbers. 5 plus 4 is 9. And 5 plus 6 is 11/15. All right, so that was your homework. Now we're going to switch over. You can pause the video or have the kids get out their blue packets. We're going to do the first 2 pages. So I'm going to go through these and tell you what they are. And then in class, the routine I would usually use, ladies, if for the kids that are in school, is I go 1 minute of them studying, 1 minute partner 1, 1 minute partner 2. This if you have time for all this, you may not. And then I ask the class questions by pointing it, up on the Elmo or whatever, And then I usually give a treat or a sticker or something when kids get it right, if you have that. So let's go through them real quick. Length times width times height, base times height. How many inches in a foot? 12. How many ounces in a pound? 16. How many meters in a kilometer? 1,000. How many centimeters in a meter? 100. Alex has 4 friends. He shares 2 pizzas. Stuff over people. It should be 2 over 4, not 4 over 2. How do you do this one? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. How about this one? Factor tree. And how do you move on a coordinate grid? Always over on the X and then up on the Y. So over and up. So go ahead and take time to study those. So you probably pause the video. Let's go to page 2 today. Okay? Got to keep going through this. All right, so page 2, here we go. What kind of problem is this? That's repeated adding, right? 3 2/3 is 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. Or you could put it over 1 and multiply straight across. But this is repeated adding. 12/5, the top is bigger than the bottom. All fractions are division problems. So what do you say when you see this one? What kind of problem? You say all fractions are division problems. How do you do this one? Multiply straight across. Now notice this is multiplying, not adding. How do you do this one? 4-box area model. Why? 2 box, 2 box. 4-box area model. Division. This was last chapter. Start with a whole number, end with the whole number. Start division again. Start with the fraction, end with the fraction. This one is adding. See, multiplying, adding. This, you stack it. Remember, we just did it. Adding fractions with unlike denominators. What kind of problem is this? Stacking. And write this as a division problem. Well, if all fractions are division problems, what does this say? 3 divided by 4. So go ahead and do the routine studying this. All right, let's jump into today's work. So please get out the worksheet that looks like this one. Now, I know they're not labeled great. I know, Miss Lindsay, you did an awesome job organizing your materials the first day. I'm kind of figuring it out as I go, so they're not organized. I'm sorry. But find this one, you guys. Now, we're going to go through this together. If you do not have this worksheet because of parent pickup or not enough copies or whatever, it is fine, 5th graders. What do you need to do then? What you need to do is just write a number 1 in your notebook. Label it Snow Cone Prep Day 3. Snow Cone, let's write it up there. Snow Cone Prep Day 3. There you go. We'll call it that. So if you don't have this sheet, you could write this in your notebook, and you don't have to copy all of this, 5th graders. Just do the problems with us, okay? With your teacher or with me. All right, here we go. Number 1. So, one more thing. This is going to be our in-class work, what we're going to work on right now. And then you're going to have something that looks almost exactly like this for your homework tonight, okay? And that's where you learn it in school, and then you practice it later. You learn it in school, you practice it by yourself. That is how you learn, okay? All right, here we go. Enter a value that makes the statement true. 4 times W. This looks like something we did. So 4 times something. A value greater than 4, but less than 8. So right there, 5th graders, it's exactly like yesterday. So remember, if you do 4 times 1, you get 4. But it says, but it has to be greater than 4. If you multiply by 1, it does equal 4. It is not greater than 4, so 1 does not work. I know. It's 4 times 2. That gives you 8. But it has to be less than 8. My answer is not less than 8, so it can't be 2. Well, if it's not 1 and it's not 2, there is no other numbers. Oh, yes, there is. It's called a mixed number. All the numbers between 1 and 2. So give me some numbers between 1 and 2. 1 and 3/4, great. 1 and 7/8, great. 1 and 1/3, great. 1 1/2, great. All of those would work. Anything that's bigger than 1 but smaller than 2, and all of these are bigger than 1 but smaller than 2. All right. Number 2. Notice what this says. Mark all that are equal to 3 1/4. So when you see this, let's put a box around this. Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith taught me this. Look for keywords. probably going to be more than one correct answer, okay? Now, this looks like a lot of work to do, but actually there's some tricks to this, okay? Watch this. Watch this, fifth graders. Do you think that if you took 4 times 13, it's only going to go down to equaling 3? Even 4 times 10 is 40. So 4 times 13, there's no way it's going to get smaller and become 3. So that one's wrong. How about this one? This would be 2-box area model, but as part of it, you'd have to do 2 times 2, and 2 times 2 is already 4. 4 is bigger than 3. There's no way it could be that one. It doesn't even make sense. How about this one? Repeated adding. 3 1/4, 1/4, plus 1/4, plus 1/4 is 3/4. That doesn't equal 3 1/4. So look, we're down to 2. Now, you don't mark both those just because there's only 2 left. Let's quickly do those 2 problems. So this, we put it over 1, right? Multiply straight across. 13 times 1 is 13. 1 times 4 is 4. We don't ever leave the top bigger than the bottom, so all fractions are division problems. What is 13 divided by 4? Well, how many 4s go into 13? 3, remainder 1/4. What? It does match. Oh, yeah. Let's do this one. Repeated adding again. Put it over 1. Multiply straight across. You get 26/8. How many 8s go into 26? 3, remainder 2/8. Now, some kids would not mark this because they'd be like, look, those don't match. And then there's a few kids that go, oh, you can't get me. I know that this could be made smaller. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Why? Because 2 goes into both. Oh, this is actually 1/4. So it is 3 1/4. Boom. All right, let's keep going. Enter a fraction that makes this statement true. Fifth graders, we have done this a lot of times before this year. So this says this. 8 times what will make the number smaller? Well, how do you make a number smaller? Multiply by a fraction. So pick any fraction. 1/2 will work. 1/3 would work. 2/8 would work. 99 over 100 would work. How do you keep 8 equaling 8? Well, you multiply 8 times 1. But it said you have to have a fraction. So someone tell me a fraction that equals 1. Oh, I heard 8/8. 3/3. 6/6. All of those are correct. And finally, sorry, this is a little cut off here. How do you make this side bigger? Well, you have to do a fraction greater than 1. So do what, as long as the top is bigger, let's go 8/3, 12/5, 7/2. Any of those would work. All right, this is a very long video today. Do we dare go into the next 2? Yes, I think we need to. All right, because it's volume practice, and that's what we just learned in our Big 4 yesterday. So it says, Emily must finish stacking cubes to create a solid rectangular prism. The completed prism will be 3 by 4 by 6. And it says, what is the volume? Well, what is volume, you guys? Length times width times height. It gave us the 3 numbers, so this is easy. 3 times 4 times 6. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 6 is what? 12 times 6, I know we don't do our 12s much. Well, you could do it on the side. 12 times 6. 72 centimeters cubed. This last one, number 5, I'm going to actually save it for tomorrow. I love this problem. But I think this has been a long enough video. You guys have done great. So basically, tonight's homework, you're going to have one problem that's going to look like this, 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 and then I'm going to probably give you another problem that'll be a magic 0 and one long division problem. So you can keep practicing that, okay? So basically you'll have what? Let me count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll have 6 math problems to do. And, sorry, last thing. Study the first 2 pages here. And then name your... It's hard to see the features of him. Lighting. Name our doggy, our first successful 3D print. Oh, he barked at you guys. He said, good job. Thanks for being good listeners. Okay. Kids at home probably will never watch this video because you'll be like, really? 23 minutes long? Are you crazy? Have a good day.